On Android, you may have heard of a feature called adaptive brightness, but what exactly is it and how does it work? Well, it's very simple and extremely useful in everyday usage of your device, as it essentially automatically adjusts the brightness of your display given the light levels of the environment you're currently in. So for example, if you're outside and the sun's out and you're just unable to see a dark screen, then the brightness will automatically increase to a much higher level so you can actually see it. And of course, it also works vice versa if you do not require higher brightness levels to also, help protect your eyes and also reduce the battery consumption when it comes to the display itself. However, you may have also heard of a different thing called automatic brightness. Well, what's the difference between the two? Well, adaptive brightness is essentially the successor to automatic brightness, adding a lot of new features and being trained on a much better large language model. It also takes into account things like your everyday schedule and how you use your phone to better adapt to you and also how you use your device. However, because it is an LLM learning from your behavior over time, sometimes it can make mistakes, and maybe it will start to dim your display when you don't want it to, or make it really bright for no reason. So how can you reset the training in a way so you can give it another shot and hope it provides better results the next time? Well, let's go over it. First, we need to get into our phone settings, which can be done in one of two ways, either just swiping down and then hitting that cogwheel icon in the top right, or going into the settings app. So just tap into there and then scroll down a bit until you see this right here, the apps option. So that should be accompanied by a blue icon. You then want to scroll down until you locate this specifically, device health services. Once you're within that app specifically, scroll down just a bit until you get to storage and go into there. At the bottom of this screen, you'll see two options, clear data and clear cache. So you can tap on both of them to remove most of the information that this app has about how you use your phone and how adaptive brightness should actually react. So hopefully the next time around when it gets trained, it'll do a much better job of understanding you and what your device needs. But what if you're just not a fan of this feature in general and want to turn it off? Or maybe it's turned off by default for some reason and you want to turn it on? Well, it's very simple to do. Go back to your settings and then head into display, which isn't too far from the top of the settings menu. Once you are there, as you can see, adaptive brightness is one of the top options, so you can easily turn it on or off depending on your preference. And that's pretty much everything there is to know about adaptive brightness. And the best thing is, most of the time you don't really think about it because it just does its job correctly in the background most of the time. But again, if it doesn't, now you know how to reset it as well. So if you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe to How to Authority for more like this in the future.